So we're going to do our second chapter, the law of environment. The law of environment says growth survives in conducive surroundings. So John talks about that it is a time for change. He says that if you are always at the head of the class, then you are in the wrong class. What do you think that statement means?
I think it means that, okay, so if you're not learning anything in that class, why are you in that class? You already know everything. So therefore you should have a different class so that you can learn something new.
Right. Sonali, any thoughts?
Sorry, I got pulled for a critical this, so I was not really.
That's okay. So the question here is, I have a quote here. If you always find yourself at the head of the class, you are in the wrong class. So we are talking about the law of environment where growth thrives in a conducive surrounding. And John says it's time for change. And this is an idea that he gives us so that we know that it is time for change, which says if you're always ahead of the class, you are in the wrong class. What do you think he means by that? Or do you agree or disagree with this statement?
I don't know. Sometimes you tend to think that if everything is going wrong or if everything is going right, then you tend to pause back and think like, what is happening? Like, so I don't know if it's something related to or if something it is on those lines. Like,
all right, so we'll see further what he's talking about. But this is basically he's telling us we should always be of the mindset of wanting to grow, and if we are always the best in a group or in a class like he's talking about, it means that we don't have any room for growth. So that is why he says if you always find yourself at the head of the class, you are in the wrong class. So change depends on your choices. So John Maxwell says there is a direct connection between growth and change. Why do you think there is a direct connection? What is the relationship between growth and change?
I think it's mostly that, if sometimes you get comfortable with the things happening, and then it's like inertia that, everything is happening fine. You have flexibility, you have this, you have that in terms of work, and then you don't look for newer opportunities. But at the same time, if something just happens onto you, like for example in today's world, if there is a layoff, it's like it forces you to change. So it's something like you change that way, and only then you will probably realize your potential and something like that.
Yep. You're very, very much on track. That is exactly what he's talking about. That there is, if there is a change, then you grow. If you grow, there will be a change. So it actually goes hand in hand. That it is not the, and in the next slide he talks more about it. So we'll get there. So this one is about, he's saying, think about what music lifts you up. And he specifically reminds us that if there is some kind of music, maybe it's classical music, maybe it is devotional music, maybe it is rock, pop, I don't know. Shirley, what kind of music you like?
I like most music, but I like chamber music sometimes. It depends on my environment. Because if I'm, sitting relaxing, I like chamber music and stuff like that. Like in church, I like to hear the spirituals. At a party at the beach, then I want to hear, rock and roll or dance music.
Yeah. Yeah. So what John says is we should have that kind of music easily available to us. So we should have it. The reason being that when we know that our mood is going off, we should have it so that we could listen to it and it could lift us up. So that's why he says, what kind of music lifts you up? Think about it and have it handy. And then what ideas moves you, right? So what kind of thoughts is it that helps you move forward versus pulling you down? So we need to make our choices based on that. And then what experiences gives us energy? So when is it that we are so full of energies? I know for me, when, like the other day, I was with some youngsters at a church. I was playing the leadership game with them. I was pumped up. I was so full of energy with them. So I know that being among youngsters, being among kids is something other than my kids, that is. But being among youngsters gives me energy. Sometimes my kids pull me down. So it's like, okay, teenage years maybe. Friends, who encourages you? So again, when we make choices, we need to look at all our friends and know that which friend is the one who's pulling us down, not because they don't like us. It might be just because they have their own moods, or they don't want us to change, right? So we need to look at who encourages us. And then recreation, what activities gives us energy. So for me, I know if I'm kind of down, I just need to get out and take a walk, even if it might not be in the woods like some people say. It could be just on the street, but I just need to get some fresh air. So what recreation or what activities gives you energy? Sonali, let's come back to you.